Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen, and good day to you, all my viewers all around the world. Here's another interesting topic in our ongoing series on advanced local government finance. Today's topic is final account of the local governments, and here is the introduction. It is known that financial information about any tier of government is usually given in a complete form and directed at the needs of the ultimate users that are numerous and diverse both in need and background. The method by which financial accountability is determined in government is through the extraction and presentation of the final account. Financial accountability relies heavily on good financial reporting, sound management system, and effective organized arrangements to operate smoothly. The existence of these factors facilitates the timely presentation of the final accounts of the local government in accordance with the stringent legal requirements, which place restraints not only on the type of records to be maintained, but also on the mode of presentation of the financial information. The final accounts. The annual financial statement consists of the final accounts of a local government for a financial year and supporting schedule. The final account therefore comprises of 1. The revenue and expenditure account summary for the financial year. This shows the revenue and expenditure analyzed over the main heads of recurrent revenue and expenditure and the main sectors of capital revenue and expenditure. 2. Surplus and deficit statements. This shows A. The balance brought forward at the beginning of the year. B. The revenue surplus or deficit for the year. And C. The balance, surplus or deficit at the end of financial year. Number 3. Statement of assets and liabilities. This document shows the balance sheet of government organizations like local government that we have been discussing as at the end of the financial year. Number 4. A comparative revenue statement arranged in order of votes, heads and subhead. This shows for each head and subhead the approved estimate for the year and cumulative total actual revenue to 31st December of a calendar year. Number 5. A comparative expenditure statement arranged in order of votes, heads and subhead. This is another vital document showing for each head and subhead the approved estimate for the year. Any approved augmentation of such provision or savings declare the cumulative total of actual expenditure to 31st December. Any excess of expenditure incurred as compared with the final approved estimate must be fully explained. The supporting schedules. By schedule, we mean all the various ledgers and documents, receipts, payment vouchers that sum up to be part and parcel of the accounting statements and balances, or which are composed into what we now refer to as account balances. The supporting schedules in the annual financial statement comprise of the following. 1. Schedules of advances accounts balance, listing each advance account separately. The total of this schedule must agree with the total of advances as shown in the statement of assets and liabilities. Number 2. Schedule of deposit account balances, listing each deposit account separately. The total of this schedule must agree with the total of deposits as shown in the statement of assets and liabilities. Number 3. Schedule of suspense accounts, listing each suspense account separately. The total of this schedule must agree with the total of suspense accounts are shown in statement of assets and liabilities. Number 4. Schedule of investments including any renewal fund investment as at 31st December of any fiscal year. The total of this schedule must agree with the total of the local government investments as shown in statement of assets and liabilities. Schedule number 5. Schedules of loans outstanding. Each loan raised must be listed separately, and the schedule will show in respect of each loan the balance at the beginning of the year, amount repaid during the year, and balance outstanding at the end of the fiscal year. The total of the balance outstanding column on the schedule must agree with the total of loans outstanding as shown in statement of assets and liabilities downward. Number 6. A copy of the bank reconciliation statement as at 31st December and a certified copy of the bank certification of balances as at 31st December on the local government's current accounts and any deposit accounts. Number 7. Statutory allocation and grants containing A. Certified statement of individual statutory allocation. B. Date each statement allocation was claimed. C. Where appropriate, the date each allocation was received. D. The amount of each separate allocation owing to the local government at the end of the financial year. E. Certified statements of individual government grants, if any. F. Date each separate grant was claimed. G. Where appropriate, the date each grant was received. Number H. The amount of each separate government grant owing the local government at the end of the financial year. Number I. The total due to the local government at the end of the year in respect of all allocation and grants. Number 8. Schedule of reserve fund account balances. Number 9. In respect of the trading venture, we have two types of schedule. A. Statement of trading, profit and loss account and balance sheet for each separate undertaking. Number B. Statement of renewal funds account. Then schedule number 10. Where deposit accounts have been opened during the year in respect of work undertaken by a local government on behalf of the state government or another local government. A copy of the summary of transactions on such accounts, that is for the trade, and their reconciliation at the end of the financial year, which has been prepared in accordance with financial memoranda provision, should be supplied. Number 11. A breakdown of the motor vehicle loans advance account showing the amounts outstanding against individual at the close of financial year. Number 12. A certificate from the governor's office stating the balance held to the credit or debit of the local government in the local government fund. Having seen all the schedules which constitute each of the accounts composed into the final account, we shall be looking at a particular example, of which we choose Iyalo the local government's annual financial statement as at October 2019. If Iyalo the local government supply you with the following financial information and ask you to compute 1. Statement of revenue and expenditure as at 30th October 2019. And number 2, statement of assets and liabilities as at 30th October 2019. The following are the information supplied by Iyalo the local government for execution of two major assignments. You can see the head that is the category of each of the revenue and the expenditure. We have the detail and we have the cash value. The detail reads as follows: taxes and rates, local license fees and fines, commercial undertakings, rents on local governments properties, interest and dividends, reimbursements, miscellaneous, statutory allocation, local government council, office of the secretary to the local government, district area office, department of finance, planning and budgeting, department of education, health and social welfare, community development, works departments, commerce and industry, traditional palaces within the local government, miscellaneous expenditure, other charges, capital, commercial and industries. To simply get the solution to statement of revenue and expenditure as at 30th October 2019 as given in our assignment supplied above. This is the simple table. You remove all the revenue heads. In the previous lectures, you were taught that any revenue heads or category which starts with 1 stands for revenue. So from the table earlier seen, you can see that here are the revenue heads that start with 1, which stands for revenue. As you can see, taxes and rates is a revenue, local licenses, fee and fine is a revenue, so also commercial undertaking, rent on local government, interest and dividend, reimbursement, miscellaneous and statutory allocation to the local government. They are all revenue. And here are their figures as to the amounts that came into the local government for that year, amounting to 14,768,480 naira. Like what we just did to revenue, what we are doing here too is extraction of all the expenditure like heads, which comprises of 201 local government council. That's any amount spent to furnish or maintain the office where the councillors are using within the local government's domain. Then 202 office of the secretary to the local government, and so on and so on. That's how we have the general revenue balance for the year, which is 2,591,250, which is the surplus, because here we have expenditure of 12,177,230, and if you do not forget, you know that our last table shows 14 million plus for revenue. So if we remove 12 million, we have a surplus of 2,591,000. That is what we mean by less of expenditure. Therefore, our statement of assets and liabilities is this simple table here supplied. The liabilities and the cash value table. General revenue balance, deposits, represented by assets, bank advances, fixed deposits, investment in shares, totaling 3,450,930. Here we have the yearly local government summary of expenditure by 2019 October, and we have all the expenditure put together: legislature, chairman's office, personnel department, finance department, health and environment, education department, agric and rural development, works and housing department, traditional office, contingencies, capital. All these stand for where money was spent. For the completion of this assignment, we need to show the table, which comprises of Iyalode local government statement of assets and liabilities, which comprises of general revenue balances. And so we have the fixed deposits and we have the current accounts, including the advances, showing their value and their total. And so also we have the general revenue balance to be obtained as follows. For Iyalode statement of revenue and expenditure, which is the final account. General revenue, the tenement rent, local license, commercial undertakings, rents on properties, interest and dividend, reimbursements, miscellaneous, statutory allocation. When we do all this on one side and we have the legislature, which is our last explanation, that where we have all the expenditure put together and we cross-examine them with the revenue. This is the final table. I hope my viewers understand this. It's not too technical, but it is a matter of plus or minus. That all the money that came as revenue put together with all the money that came as expenditure. So here is the final table. Thank you and God bless you for watching this video. Please, if you have any question, I'm open to criticism because I want to be better in my presentation. Feel free to subscribe and feel free to leave comments below. God bless you.